Forget everything you've seen in Criminal Minds or Mission Impossible. The reality of the FBI is far stranger than fiction, from spying on Steve Jobs and hunting for Bigfoot to storing thousands of human hair samples in a secret lab. There's a reason these documents were hidden for decades. Today, we're breaking into the FBI's secret digital archive to uncover the most absurd cases they've ever investigated. From alien technology to ultimate betrayals from within. You won't believe. 2 full years trying to decode the lyrics of a single rock song. Let's dive in. Many people know the FBI through action movies or series like, but the reality is often much stranger and more complex. Here are several things the public rarely knows about the FBI. 1. Still used paper until 2012, despite often being portrayed as having ultra-advanced technology. The reality is that the FBI only fully transitioned to a digital record and data system in 2012. Before that, they still relied on a manual, paper-based system to track many major cases. 2. Home to the world's largest hair collection. Quantico houses more than 5,000 samples of human and animal hair. Why? Because hair is one of the most common pieces of physical evidence found at crime scenes. They use this collection as a cross-reference to identify suspects or animals involved in a case. 3. Famous figures who are in several unexpected figures actually collaborated with the FBI to provide secret information. Walt Disney. He reported people in Hollywood suspected of being communist sympathizers. Ronald Reagan, long before becoming U.S. President. 4. While still an actor. Very strict age and physical limits. Age. You must be between 23 and 37 years old at the time of appointment. If you are over 37, your chances are almost non-existent. Physical test. Unless you have a special agents are required to pass a physical fitness test every year throughout their career, including sprints, side-ups, and push-ups. 5. Investigation of strange phenomena. The FBI maintains a public digital archive called The Vault, which contains declassified documents. There, you can find the results of their investigations into unusual topics, such as reports of UFO sightings and the Roswell incident. An in-depth investigation into the lyrics of the song Louie Louie, because it was suspected of containing obscene content. Result: they couldn't understand the lyrics. Investigations into the mysterious phenomenon of cattle mutilation. 6. The biggest wound. The ultimate inside betrayal. The FBI suffered a massive security breach by one of its own agents, Robert Hanssen. He was a Russian spy who worked inside the FBI for over 20 years without being caught. He sold thousands of classified documents. Would you like me to find more details about the Robert Hanssen case, or perhaps more secret files on other celebrities? The Vault is the FBI digital library containing thousands of documents that were once highly classified. Here, you can find original reports on investigations that sound like something straight out of a science fiction movie plot. Here are some of the strangest cases found within those archives. 1. The Bigfoot Hair Investigation, 1976. In the 1970s, a monster hunter named Peter Byrne sent a sample of 15 mysterious hairs and skin tissue to the FBI. Interestingly, the FBI agreed to test them in their Laboraire case, where they actually investigated a cryptid asterisk. The result: after microscopic analysis, the FBI concluded that the hair came from the deer family. This document was only released to the public in 2019. 2. Nikola Tesla's death ray mystery. After Nikola Tesla passed away in the FBI seized dozens of boxers containing his notes and experimental equipment. There were fears that Tesla had perfected Teleforce, or a death ray, capable of shooting down planes from a distance. Asterisk archive content. Documents show the U.S. government's concern that this technology could fall into enemy hands. Although the notes were eventually declared speculative, it was recorded that Tesla had about 80 trunks of belongings, yet only 60 were returned to his family. The rest still a mystery. 3. The Guy Hotel Memo regarding aliens. This is the most downloaded document on the Vault website. This 1950 memo reports a claim from an Air Force investigator who spotted 3 flying saucers in New Mexico. Asterisk, detailed description. The document mentions circular objects about 50 feet in diameter, each occupied by 3 human-like bodies only 3 feet tall, dressed in very fine textured metallic cloth. The FBI never followed up on this report, but the document remains as proof that they received the report. 4. Project Majestic. There is a collection of documents claiming the existence of a secret committee called Majestic 12 MJ12, allegedly formed by President Truman to handle alien spacecraft wreckage. Asterisk plot twist. The FBI stamped in large handwriting across these documents. They conducted an investigation solely to prove that the documents were a hoax designed to deceive the public. 5. The hunt for Lois Lois, the most dangerous song, 1964-1966. The FBI officially investigated the song Louie Louie by the Kings. They suspected the slurred, unintelligible lyrics contained hidden pornographic or subversive messages. Asterisk, the absurdity. FBI agents played the song at various speeds, slowed down and sped up to dissect the lyrics. The final report concluded that the lyrics were unintelligible at any speed. These archives show that the FBI often had to step in to handle public panic or bizarre claims, even though the results were frequently and
Let's take a look at what the FBI archives reveal about these 3 iconic figures. 1. Steve Jobs, the mystery behind his genius. The FBI holds a 191-page file on the Apple co-founder. This investigation was actually conducted in 1991, when Jobs was being considered for a position on the President's Export Council under President George H.W. Bush. Asterisk what was found. The FBI interviewed friends, neighbors, and former colleagues. While many praised his brilliance, some informants described him as deceptive, temperamental, and manipulative. Asterisk substance use. Jobs openly admitted to FBI agents that in his youth, late 60s and early 70s, he had used marijuana and LSD. Asterisk security. The documents also record a bomb threat against Apple in 1985, where an individual demanded a $1 million ransom. 2. Charlie Chaplin, a prime target during the Cold War. Chaplin's archive is much thicker and more serious, totaling over 1,900 pages. J. Edgar Hoover, the first director of the FBI, personally detested Chaplin, suspecting him of being a communist sympathizer. Asterisk the campaign to oust him. The FBI spent decades collecting data to prove Chaplin was a danger to national security. They monitored every speech, film, and social circle he was part of. Asterisk espionage. The FBI even requested help from the British Secret Service, MI5, to investigate whether Chaplin was actually born in London or had a different real name, but MI5 found no evidence that he was a threat. Asterisk the final result. In 1952, while Chaplin was abroad for a film screening, the U.S. government revoked his re-entry permit. Chaplin eventually settled in Switzerland and did not return to the U.S. for 20 years. 3. Marilyn Monroe, links to communism. The FBI monitored Monroe not because she was a criminal, but due to her associations with people the government deemed radical, including her husband, playwright Arthur Miller. Asterisk FBI concerns. Reports in the archive express concern that Monroe's beauty and influence could be